That's just a random video. One man, 1 year, 150. On my way to work. I haven't done any uploads in a minute, so I figured why not. Let's do a little recording. I've got the fancy new S22 Ultra. Let's see how this camera is. So anyone that's been following my journey knows that I was 426 at my biggest, managed to get down to 310 a few years back, kind of hovered around there for, I don't know, 7 years, 8 years, and back in towards the beginning of COVID, right before it, got kind of tired of living this way. Well, living that way. Let me rephrase that. I was 310 when I first started my weight loss journey. And this is just a quick rundown. I've documented this before, but pretty much it started with me losing weight, then turned into me trying to document a good portion of it. Didn't get all of it because in the beginning I had no confidence, hated looking at myself, started losing weight. The more weight I lost, the more confidence I got. People really noticed, started asking me what I'm doing, and here we are. Currently working on a documentary still, kind of turned into a long-term project. It's going to be something along the lines of from 426 to running for 26. What does that mean, right? So after I lost a bunch of weight, I wanted to fill all the loose skin I have out with muscle. At first, it really bothered me having all the loose skin, and honestly, it was partly what was stopping me from losing weight. I didn't want to have just all this literal extra baggage, right? But I don't know. There was a day where I kind of just stopped caring about other people's perception of me. Honestly, that day changed my life. As soon as I stopped worrying about what everyone else thought, I steamrolled through my weight loss. Wanted to look good in a tux for my wedding, and the original goal was get down to 220. Get down to 220, you'd be able to fit in clothes a little bit better. Well, I went right past that. My mother-in-law, who was originally going to the wedding with us, passed away from ovarian cancer, which obviously really sucked because she definitely changed the perception of like that mother-in-law, you know what I mean? It's been an ongoing joke for most people for a long time, like, oh, the in-laws. Well, she treated me like I was part of the family as soon as she met me. So I cared about her a lot. And we ended up postponing the wedding, pushing it off because, you know, she was going through some things and we wanted her to be there. COVID happened. We didn't have a choice but to push off the date. Then we tried to change it because we kind of knew she didn't have much time left. And for all sakes and purposes, things didn't work out that way. But I steamrolled past the original 220 and just kept going. Ended up in the other direction where I was losing weight, but losing way too much, and pretty much ended up to a point where I was looking like frail, emaciated, just didn't look right, not healthy. Bounced back from that and recorded most of it. Haven't put anything along the lines of any of that stuff out because I want to add it to the final product. It was originally just to document my weight loss journey, but I kind of wanted to change things up. Now, documentary isn't something you do overnight. It takes a long time. This is taking a little longer than I originally intended, but whatever. In the end, it'll be worth it because the final goal and the reason for the 26, running for 26, is I want to keep recording, documenting my progress all the way up to my first marathon, which is 26.2 miles. A few weeks back, I did my first half marathon, which was 13.1 miles, and never thought I would do that at all. Well, just like my documentary and me steamrolling past the original planned weight, I plan on going past that eventually. It's going to take a while. A long time of training to get there, but my plan is in another year from now to do my first marathon, full on 26.2 miles. I know there's some people out there that'll see that and just be like, oh, whatever, I can do that in my sleep. Well, a little less than 3 years ago, I was over 300 pounds. And I was that way, morbidly obese, for over 30 years. So this is a hell of an accomplishment for me. And my end goal is to eventually be doing an ultra, 100 miles. That's going to take a lot more prep, training, the whole nine. But it's going to be worth it. So, I figure, let me go ahead and record something. I haven't posted pretty much any YouTube content in a while. Did for a bit there because I was trying to put video after video up, kind of teasing what I'm working on, the whole nine, putting out weight loss stuff to try and help people out, but and fitness stuff in general. Now, I love fitness, and I love lifting weights, but my focus kind of changed more to running. Never thought I would be here. Never thought I would love it as much as I do. But when it comes down to it, it's just what I love to do. So we're going to get back on the YouTube posting game. I'm going to put some stuff up here a little more regularly. I was working on something called Tread Talks and Jaywalks, but honestly, I learned that the treadmill, for what I want to do, probably isn't the what's the words I'm looking for? Not the best way to train for it. I trained on the treadmill all the way up until my first race and learned that running out here on the street is a completely different thing. Running in place on a treadmill with a conveyor belt that moves for you and you just lift your feet and it keeps going, definitely a lot different than going out and propelling yourself with your body weight attached. Because in this case, I'm moving me, whereas the treadmill, like I said, it's a conveyor belt that's constantly moving and I'm just lifting my legs. Good training, don't get me wrong, but me wearing a weighted vest out here hitting hills, just for me personally, feels better. So we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. There's going to be more to come. If you haven't yet, you can go find me on Instagram. You can get me on Facebook too, but I'm just nowhere near as responsive there. Instagram's where you can find most of my stuff. Still debating on whether I want to do the whole TikTok thing, just because, you know, it seems like a good idea, but then at the same time, I don't know. That's for another video. But anyway, hopefully I'll see more faces here. As I always say, if anyone needs any help, tips, advice on losing weight or what I'm doing to maintain it, because like I said, you know, I've maintained this for a while now, go ahead and reach out. You can find me on Instagram at one man 1 year 150. Same on Facebook or on here, same way. But go ahead and hit that subscribe if you think I'm worth it, or if you're interested at all. Hit that like if I've earned it, and I'll see you soon. Catch y'all later.